Hi there. This is Granddad Got Mojo, and I'm going to do a little tutorial here about how to import a 3D model into Sansar. I've only been at this for a day or so, but I think I've learned how to get at least my 3D models in. So I thought I'd share what I learned and try a video tutorial to go ahead and do it that way. So first of all, I'm in 3ds Max. That's a tool I use mostly. Sometimes I drop into Maya. I've also used Blender in the past, but 3ds Max is a weapon of choice. I'll go ahead and load a model here, and I'll open an existing model, and I've got a whole bunch of models that I've built here. I actually built my hometown from in the 1960s. I'm a retired guy, so I have time to do stuff like this. I'm going to bring in a theater that I want to use. That was the theater that I lived right next to. And where is it? It's a Metro Theater. I guess it's an M. And it's a Max model. And some things are missing in terms of textures, so I'll just continue on. I'll also get this little nasty thing. I'm going to get out of here. Kind of ignore it. That's just the model, not as true. And see, it's a little theater. Now we got this works just fine in 3ds Max. In fact, I've also imported it as an FBX into View, and it worked fine without any problems the first time, and Unreal Engine the first time. But it took me about a day to get it into Sansar because of the restrictions in terms of what they allow with the FBX imports right now. So I'll go through what I did in order to get it in here. As you can see, it's a model, and it's made up of a whole lot of components here on the left side. And a lot of them are grouped. I use grouping quite a bit when I'm building my models. And all that kind of stuff we'll have to take care of. Well, the first thing we need to do is kind of strange, but the materials and stuff that it's hooked up to, it's hooked up to a lot of materials that have BMP files, and none of that's going to work with Sansar. It's got to have a PNG or PNG file in order to go to work. So what I'm just going to go do is get rid of the materials that are assigned here. And I could go laboriously go through there and do that, but I've got a little script here that I use for that I'll go ahead and publish on the along with this tutorial down in the comments. So let's go ahead and run a script. I got a script called remove all materials, and it removes all the materials. And so, but that leaves something that's not very useful. We don't want it to look like that. So then I go ahead and reassign materials. So if you'll go in here, first of all, get into the editor, and I'm just going to use the compact editor here because I'm going to only use a few materials here just for this demo. And I'm going to go ahead and make some materials. I'm going to go ahead and I'm picking a standard material. So it's going to be I picked a standard material. It'll show up here eventually. Okay, now it's a standard material. You set the shader type to Fong for it to work. And this is a color. And this color is fine for me for this. So I'm going to go assign. I've got some balcony items over here assigned. So I'll go ahead and turn all the balconies to this gray color. And I'll go do it to balcony. I'll do it for all the balconies, in fact, here. So I'll select all those and assign the materials. So that assigned it to some of the balconies here. I got a box. Okay, now these boxes, I just know I should have named something better than box. I normally do, but these are the things where I had marquees for pictures of different movies. I'm not going to go mess with that right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and go in here and set up a second material, make it a standard material, and set it to Fong again, and shade it. And I'll shade these as white. That's all I care about. So we'll just well, I'll go ahead and change it to a little bit whiter material here. Yeah. Say OK, and assign that. So that's going to turn all those white. And I was going to go through here and reassign all these materials. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video at this point so you don't have to sit there and watch all of that. All right, I'm back. I went ahead and went through the model here and put the textures, actually not textures, but I shaded this just as a quick and dirty to get it out there so I can go get it in there. The different materials. Now you're going to go ahead and clean up the components in order to load it. First of all is to get rid of things that aren't in the model you want to send over there. Like I got a compass in here. I don't need that. Delete that. And I've also got some lights in here. Don't need that. So there they go. So that about does that. So I've got all these components. Well, I won't handle grouping, so I'll go ahead first and say Edit and select all. And then go to grouping and say ungroup. And that'll it'll take a second here, but it'll get rid of one level of ungrouping. But you'll see I still got some grouping down here because I went 2 levels. And so you may have to just go ahead and ungroup it again. And I went ahead and got rid of everything, as you can see there. So there, all these are now separate components at the same level. You try loading this, you just click on it'll load one of these. If you just load it, it'll load like Balcony 3, and that's all you'll get. So if you tried loading it to an FBX right now, it would save it correctly as an FBX, but when you try to import it into Sansar, it wouldn't work correctly. So first of all, you have to select a something in your model that will serve as a pivot point, the center of the model. And I'm going to use my floor here. So when I set it 0, 0, 0, it'll put the floor at 0, 0, 0 and in terms of X, Y, Z coordinates. So then I go ahead and go into Editable Mesh on the floor. And down here you see Attach and Attach List. Select Attach List, and it will come up with all these. And you can say Select All. Boom. And what it's going to do is it's going to attach all those other components to the floor as children. So you'll say Attach. And it comes back and asks what you want to do, and you just leave it as is here, the defaults. And it turns it all into just one mesh. Now that's saved, so now you can go ahead and export it. And I'll go ahead and export it. I export it as an FBX, and I'll call this, Metro, can't spell, Metro Theater Sansar. Okay, save it, and we'll take, comes with this thing, and there's plenty of places. What you have to have set is a geometry to tangents and binomials. Make sure none of the animation cameras, lights, and stuff are selected. Make sure this is meters, and the up axis is a Z in that world in Sansar. The type you want binary, and you can save it to any of these here. I'll save it to 24. They show this one to save it to, but 2016 works just as well. Go ahead and say OK. And here it's coming back with that error. You can kind of ignore it, but that's because it thinks there's it has nothing to do with the Sansar stuff. It's something to do with my model. But we'll go ahead and save it and save the FBX, and we can go look out and see if that FBX is indeed there. We'll see 3ds Max. Export. Yep, I got one out here. Just saved it, 5:53. It's almost dinner time here. Let's go ahead and get down here. I'm in Sansar, and I'm in my editor in my world I'm going to create. So we say upload, and we browse for it, and it's going to be Metro Theater Sansar. I hope that's how you pronounce it. That's how I pronounce it. And it'll convert, and I'll pause here, and so you don't have to watch that thing spin and spin, and it does. It takes a while. All right, I'm back after it loaded, and it comes back and tells me it's added the inventory. And down in here, inventory, you can see it. I mean, it doesn't have anything to tell you what it is, but there it is. It's Metro Theater Sansar. So here's a moment of truth. I'll go put it in. Yep. And let's go set it to, I'll put it down about, I put the things up about a foot, so let's say minus 0.3 for the Z. The Y, let's make him about 25 feet away. Now this is going to do this. I know he's flipped. This is the back of the theater, so I need to turn on a Z axis 180 degrees. And it puts him over there, and so I'll move him back in the x-axis to 0. And I could be doing all this just with my mouse, but I'm used to just make it easy like this. And there we go. And there it is. If I go, there it is. It's in Sansar. Of course, I can go save it. And by the way, you can see I also put a link in my on the bottom in the comments here to the actual hometown I made in 3ds Max. Got, at least locally, it was a hero. A lot of people like that in my smaller town. Here we go. Publish it. And there it goes. So it's uploading it. And I'm going to, well, I'll wait till it's going to come back and ask me if I want to go into Sansar, if I want to go into my world, and I'm going to say yes. But, well, give it another second. Yeah, do you want to visit it now? Yes. Now, this will take a while to load, so I'll go ahead and pause recording, and once I'm back in there, we can see what happens. Well, here I am in my project / experience, in my scene. I will go ahead and walk over. Excuse my navigation skills, they're not great at this point, but there it is. There, as we saw it, the windows are clear, and because I had opacity 0 on that. I could have put something besides it that's unforgettable. Brad Williams is my cousin who is unforgettable. Actually, it was a movie they made about his hyper something memory. He was famous for a day, got on 60 Minutes and so on. But anyway, there it is. That's how you can go ahead and get a model from 3ds Max that you've maybe done yourself and doesn't match all the requirements of the upload, and get it into Sansar. Talk to you later.